Hi there, this is a trap called Queen G5 in the B5 sack, and it's a sacrificial line in the Sicilian Sveshnikov which we have already examined extensively, so we will briskly move through the opening moves. After e4, c5 Sicilian, knight f3, knight c6, d4, c takes, knight f6 and knight c3, the Sveshnikov with e5, and after knight b5, d6, this is all heavy theory, bishop g5 and a6, knight jumps back to a3, b5, and now white captures first on f6. After g takes f6, the knight gets the outpost on d5, and black plays the natural f5. This is the position we've examined at depth many times, and the possibilities for white, which we've seen so far, are bishop to d3, c3, and the sacrificial line, bishop takes b5. So we're looking at another variation in this sacrificial line. After bishop takes on b5 and a takes, now knight takes on b5, and those knights are ominously looking at c7. There's another try that black can do here, and that's queen to g5. And white will have to play with caution in order to maintain advantage, as black could do a lot of damage after the capture on g2, which hits h1 as well as e4. And usually in these sacrificial lines, it's the knight on b5 which jumps into c7, but here white does best to play knight d c7, which vacates that all-important d5 square for the white queen. And after king d8, now queen to d5, and that queen is hitting the knight as well as hitting the pawn on f7. Well, if black was to continue with queen takes g2, he's going to run into trouble after long castles, and white is doing exceptionally well. However, white could go wrong now if white were to take on c6, since black takes on h1, and although white is threatening mate on e8, after that check on h1, if the king moved up to e2, black's going to take on e4, and he's doing better. And if the white king were to move to d2, then black has bishop h6 check, and black is doing well as the rook is covering e8. So backing up here, after queen d5, if black were to try bishop b7, guarding the knight on c6, then white's going to play queen takes on f7, again threatening mate on e8, and when the queen backs up to e7 to defend, then white will exchange queens, queen takes on e7, bishop takes on e7, knight now can capture on a8, and after bishop takes a8, e takes f5, with a commanding advantage for white, who will be pushing for a win. So this has been the Queen G5 in the B5 sack of the Sicilian Sveshnikov. Hope you found it useful, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.